In this tutorial, we're going to make a 3D room using Visual RPG Studios by Lastin Entertainment. You can obtain this software by going to lastin.com and following the links there. Okay, first of all, let's go up to Application menu and go at New Project. Select the 3D front settings, and you need, of course, the latest version for that template to be there. And type in a project name. It can be anything you want. And hit OK. Once it loads up, go ahead and close out the tile palette. And as you see, we have a basic inside room. Why is it inside? Because it has no backside facing on the walls. That's a save memory, of course. And then what we're going to do in this tutorial is basically put a ceiling on it and put the 4 walls of collision all attached to this main object here. To do that, excuse me, go ahead over to graphics and click on children. And go ahead and add a child object into there. For this, I'm going to use ceiling 2. Let's go ahead and add, and it comes with 2 different materials. Let's go ahead and add those. For my first material, I'm going to use the tile, and then the second one of the walls. There we go, that works. And hit OK. Model's slightly off on this, so I already know what the scale is for it to get it to match this one right. So 107 or 1.07 thousandths on that, and then 1.18 thousandths on that, and that'll get the ceiling basically be able to cover this room. Hit the OK button, and as you see, we have our ceiling, but it's down in the floor. So what we're going to want to do now, because as you see, this is all one object now. It all moves together. You're going to want to go ahead and grab the child object. For that, go to Tools and click the child there. And now click the ceiling. Now that you have it selected, you can use the page up, page down keys to move it about, or you can also use this little gizmo here will also move it up and down. Let's move that into place, somewhere roughly about right there. And if you want to see it without this little matrixy thing everywhere, just click over on one of the other modes. And as you see, we have a bit of a gap, so go ahead and select back there, click child, select there, and I'm just going to lower it slightly, and looks better. And we have our ceiling on it. Okay, now what we're going to want to do is add some collision to these 4 walls to the object. So once again, go back to objects, click the room, and you're going to want to go ahead and add the 4 walls in. To do this, go to where it says collision and tell it, first of all, collision true, and then click the little children collection. Go there and add 2 of these and hit OK. Now for them to be visible, we need to go into the collision tool mode for this object. So go ahead and hit collision, and there you see they were placed just center in the object. Go ahead and select a hold of one of those. And we're going to go ahead and move it to this corner down over here. And I'm using the arrow keys to move it around a little bit faster than me trying to follow with the gizmo there. And somewhere roughly about there. Let's go a little bit closer and see what's going on. Okay. Okay, and the collision's only going to apply where the object actually comes in into the actual matrixy of the object. So go ahead and shrink that collision box, and let's move it roughly to where the wall is. To do scale like I just did, you hold down the control key and then you can move it up and down using the mouse. Or you can also use the keyboard. In this case, I'm using page up and open up that one. And then I'm going to stretch it out the whole length of the wall here now. See where we're at. Bit of a long wall. And that should cover the whole wall. And in the editor itself, it is going to simulate the collision. As you see, we can't go through that wall there anymore. This can, of course, be turned off and on in the editor. You can come over here and click that off, and now it's going to totally ignore any kind of collision. I'm going to turn that back on for testing reasons. There we go. Okay, and now I'm going to show you why we only created two. What we're going to do is basically make a clone of this object and pull it over to the other wall, kind of a little bit of a time saver. To do this, hold down the shift key and then go ahead and select the gizmo in the direction you want it to go. And then move the mouse. As you see, it did create a clone. You can let go of shift now, and it can be moved over to the other wall over here. I'm going to use the arrow keys and push it a little bit faster. And right there. And as you see, we made a perfect clone of it, and now we have two walls of collision. Okay, for the next part, I'm going to go ahead and skip through this a little bit. Basically, you repeat that same procedure you did. You go ahead and you drag this back over to that corner and then copy it over to the other side. So we'll be right back with that completed part. Okay, and now we have it all finished up. After the time lapse, of course. And you can see all four walls now have collision. So if we go in, we're going to hit them.